Hey everybody, so you get to see me in the raw right now completely, but it's been such a long time since I posted a video just about life in general and mainly about setbacks. So I'm reading this book by Robert Kiyosaki called The Cash Flow Quadrant, and I've been reading it since I went on my trip to Nigeria. I kind of stop and keep going, and getting distracted. But something I just highlighted that stood out so much to me was giants often trip and fall, but worms don't, because all they do is dig and crawl. So that stood out so much to me, because when you're going places and when you're really something big and destined for greatness and God really picked you out, you're going to stumble. You're going to come into situations that seem unbearable, and you're questioning why you're going through it. And it's because you're a giant. If you were a worm, you would stay low to the ground and not move and not go anywhere and not have those trials and tribulations. Because it seems like sometimes, those worms were people sometimes that just do the bare minimum to get by, and they don't want a challenge. They don't really want better. They're not really looking for any kind of freedom, like even from mental freedom, financial freedom. The freedom is just not, the freedom mindset is not there. So when you're a giant, you're going to trip over things, but the thing is, failure is a part of the process of success. So don't look at when you're falling or when you're down or when things just don't seem to be going right and you're doing everything right. Sometimes when you're so close to success, it looks like everything is falling apart. But that's because opportunity comes out of a bad situation. And that's why sometimes that those worms can't come into their breakthrough, because they give up, they quit, they stay low to the ground, they keep crawling. And when you're up and you're moving and you're a giant, you're going into trees and you're going into bad weather, you're up in the clouds, it seems like everything is just not clear. But then when you finally get out of it and you see everything that God has groomed you for, it'll all be worth it. So don't worry about all the trials and the tribulations and everything that you're going through. Remember, you're a giant, and hey, players mess up too. So just stay encouraged, everybody, and I hope that I deciphered that well. But in my head, I'm like, yeah, I get that, because when you're up there, it's a lot of stuff that you got to go through to really stay there. It's work to get in, it's work to stay in, and most importantly, it takes faith and not fear to remain a giant.